body, the life of the earth. The soul and mind manifest the body, and the body's tissues, from our ancestors to the myths and symbols of culture, influence us. Our ancestral and cultural heritage is recorded as symbols in our auras. Culture is an ever-evolving living system. The human body is also constantly evolving. The physical body shapes our bodies, but it is consciousness that is gradually upgrading our bodies as we evolve. We can best reintegrate inner time-space and outer space-time by centering in stillness, that is, meditation. Soul and mind know the language of consciousness. What soul and mind learn, body expresses. We are living symbols demonstrating the movement of creation. The electromagnetic fields of the brain and body are harmonics of subtle state activity of magnetoelectric negentropy realigning with the higher order and coherence of matrix and ether. The human body recapitulates nature as a whole. It becomes an alchemical vessel, facilitating the continuously regenerating toroidal feedback loop of matter and matrix. Although consciousness permeates all aspects of the universe, humans have a unique, self-reflective, creative consciousness. Light and DNA. Franz Albert Popp, experimental German scientist, discovered that living cells emit light, including infrared, visible, and ultraviolet frequencies, whereas dead cells do not. Popp indicates that DNA is a major source of photon emission. Measuring photon emission of cells during an unraveling and recoiling cycle, Popp observed that photon emission increased as DNA unraveled and decreased as it coiled up again. It is possible that DNA is constantly communing with itself, soul, and mind by means of light from the etheric matrix. Embryonic life. Vertebrates evolved the linear form in their spine as a series of standing waves attuned to diverse organs and functions. According to the new science of Evo Devo, 8 genes are located on one chromosome. Each gene forms the development and animal body region at different positions along the body axis. A human embryo recapitulates the pranic stream. A fertilized egg is a sensitive receptor of codes and energies, drawing the vibrations of the soul from the etheric matrix through the tattvas. Differentiation of cells begins after 8 stem cells form in the ovum. Then the bulk of cells separate off, creating a protective, nurturing environment for the embryo. The growing point of the fetus is at the base of what will become the spine. The spinal column and its associated nerves emerge first before the head or limbs. The space in the center of the spine is the neural groove, from which later the central nervous system arises. Life cycles. On Earth, all physiological processes occur in cycles. Eating and digesting organic matter produces biological feedback. Cells communicate with each other using minute electromagnetic waves in conjunction with chemical compounds. Metabolic clocks trigger bioprocesses. In this way, life digests time. Species are transcriptions of temporal intervals created by rotations, orbits, and frequencies of the sun, planets, and stars. Biological systems have parts that must be precisely and flexibly correlated with each other. Living beings function in dynamic equilibrium, storing energy and information for action and growth. In a living being, molecules that work together are rarely contiguous, yet they find each other. The great diversity of atoms, molecules, cells, and organs act as one. Darwinian evolution does not account for this harmonious interconnectedness. In this understanding, our bodies and all phenomena of nature are Tattvic holograms. Our bodies are a dance of multidimensional subtle realities, structured resonantly and coherently through packets of light and energy waves. As we dance with life, we live. Heart, brain, mind, and Kundalini. Isaac Bentov saw the aorta of the heart as a primary resonating oscillator driving 4 micro-oscillations, which combined create a fluctuating magnetic field around the head. The standing waves in the central start that sentence again.
Okay.
The standing, should I just?
Yeah, just right there.
The standing waves in the cerebral ventricles trigger circular movements of nerve impulses in the sensory areas of the cortex, which may be the factor causing a physio-kundalini cycle. When monitoring modified ballistocardiographs of subjects changing states of consciousness, Bentov discovered physiological analogs of consciousness activity in the subtle body from the 2 ends of the spinal axis. Cerebral hemispheres. The cerebral hemispheres are the latest addition to the mammalian and human brain. They are not necessary for survival. Rather, they reflect the time-space-space-time split that introduced polarities into the organic cosmos. While there is a crossing of right and left, both halves of body and brain mainly operate autonomously. Einstein had an enlarged left inferior and undivided parietal lobe. This suggests that a larger, more integrated supramatal cortex increased Einstein's advantage in mathematical and spatial computation. Gradually, we are uniting and balancing both sides of the brain, a sign of movement to greater holistic awareness, perception, and function in the world. This unification returns us to the holistic imaginal realm where polarity has no dominion. In a human being, the spine is the sounding board of harmonics and rhythms. This sounding board is the fundamental electrical, gravitational, and developmental axis of the body. The ordering of vibrations along the spine and in the cerebrum creates patterning effects similar to cymatics, vibratory waveforms often used in healing. Research scientist Dr. Valerie Hunt, known for her cutting-edge energy work in bioenergy, has tested a wide range of frequencies in the human energy field. Subjects focused on the material world tended to have frequencies of approximately 250 hertz. Subjects with healing or psychic abilities ranged between 400 and 800 hertz. Subjects who channel information operate in a narrow band of 800 to 900 hertz. Frequencies above 900 hertz were found in those that Hunt called mystical personalities. Using a modified electromyogram, Hunt found subjects with auric fields exhibiting frequencies as high as 200,000 hertz. Time, space, and space-time do not counter one another. They are complementary. Brain embodies mind. The brain itself and its growth and decay are phenomenal artifacts of space-time. Consciousness as awareness, memory, and imagination appears in the mind through time-space. Perception. On an instinctive, autonomic level, sense perception begins from an innate capacity of brain-mind to measure periodic patterns of energy as frequencies that our nervous system transforms into neural rhythms. Distinctions in perception begin with a quantitative recognition of temporal periods. Such perceptions are transformed into sensorial fields. In vision and hearing, the field is space. Perception arises because we are all participants in the oneness of the universe. Perception becomes more and more clear as we acknowledge and access our souls. Clear perception leads us to greater knowledge of wholeness and our divine destiny. Nobel laureate Erwin Schrödinger said that consciousness is that by which this world first becomes manifest, by which indeed we can quite calmly say it first becomes present, that the world consists of the elements of consciousness. Mind correlates with neurons and brains, yet mind is prior to brain. The mind functions through the matrix and tattvas, whereas the brain functions as an organic vehicle for mind. Sense organs. The senses are the passageways between inner and outer, the doors to mind and nature, and are linked to other people and the world. The sense organs, which correlate to the elements, are strategically positioned on the face and the body. The skin, including sensory cells on the inner organs, relate to the basic earth element. The mouth, the lowest sense organ on the face, relates to the water element, for it enables us to taste fluids. The nose is closely associated with the mouth, since smell and taste go together. However, it responds to scent molecules in the air element. Also associated with the air element is the ear, for sound vibrations travel through the air. The eyes, relating to light and color, are highest on the face. As processes of light, they relate to the fire element. If we include as a sense organ the third eye associated with the pineal gland in the center of the forehead, this perhaps relates to the all-permeating ether or akasha.